But it's evil?
Everyone likes cake.
Everybody loves cake.
Not everyone likes evil, but everyone likes cake, right?
Hey, man, evil, it works. It's a vicious cake. Love to see it. But, yeah, I'm going to remember that, too. Evil Cake Army, of course, they've kind of made their way. I believe they were on Bolt before, or at least Gafal was, so for him to go on. But, of course, the giveaway, guys, we're going to go ahead and announce at least one of the winners. And I know production, you're going to be looking for the winner, right? So we're going to get the winner out there. Let's go ahead and look through our chat just a second. I hope you guys have been commenting because our winner, production is saying, is Clee Clark. Clee Clark, if you are out there and you've been commenting, you, in fact, are going to be the winner of a free Grubhub order. Go ahead and whisper UMG Events so we can get your information and get that Grubhub order going your way. Whatever you want, buddy. Just don't go too crazy, I guess. But, hey, it's up to you. It's your Evil Cake Army. But we'll get your Grubhub order out there, and it's going to be a good one for you. But, Clee Clark, congratulations on that win. And here we are back into the game on board with Frosty's perspective, the perspective that we have, and they're pushing into Tilted.
We see 5 kills on the board, too. So we talked about, do you play kind of passive when your back's against the wall, right? Do you play it safe? But looks like they've been getting in some good engagements. Obviously, you don't see this, the scoreboard in front of us yet. But just for one player to have 5 kills means that there's been some good action so far.
Definitely has. And I'm curious. Obviously, we're deep into this game with just a total of 24 engagements remaining. I'm curious where they landed to get that many eliminations and, like you said, what the overall score is. I was wondering how he jumped up like that. He used the tires, and I was like, hold up. Jetpacks, are we back? I don't know. But the tires, I've never seen them used at least so well. But good knock. Player just up ahead.
I like this player here to knock him down instead of trying to catch up on the build, trying to knock him down with fall damage. A lot of players still aren't used to the no more redeploy, right? So there's a lot of situations where you can get some good kills on fall damage.
I know that player just up ahead is quite decent. He was using the ramp as well as roof push, which is a little bit difficult. It just requires a little bit of editing on your part. But the elimination is going to come through from his partner, and that puts him, at least Frosty's perspective, at 6 eliminations. As
Dynamite.
They are
Pick the
looking
Dynamite up.
Dynamite, a new kind of C4 added to the game, but of course it's quite powerful. It does have a 5-second fuse, and you can cook it in your hands. So you got to be careful. You got to release it. It does have a shorter throw range than a grenade, but it's very powerful. It can destroy an entire building depending on how many you throw out there.
Yeah, I like it because it's kind of like a sort of a hybrid between the nade and the C4. And
right.
Some people thought the C4 was a little overpowered before it was vaulted, so I think this is a good way to kind of maybe balance out some of the overpoweredness of the C4 and bring something in that still accomplishes a similar goal, just a little different, I guess, on different terms, I guess you'd say.
And one thing that I do like that they did with the Dynamite is it only does 70 damage to players, which is a solid chunk, good, but not as much as the C4 was, I believe, which was like closer to 100. So it does a lot of damage to players, but it's more so for just taking out the structures because it does 800 damage to structures, which is absolutely insane. Yeah. So you throw a couple out, you can just really reset the push that your opponent is pushing at you. So it's very versatile in that aspect, but doesn't do too much to the damage to the players. So it's pretty good in my honest opinion. So I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to be used later on, especially in pro scrims and moving forward into competitive, which, by the way, kind of interesting thing about competitive, they just introduced the winter skirmish tournament, the qualifiers, which is pretty cool because it gives people the opportunity to kind of achieve their dreams. Maybe they want to compete in the winter skirmish. They didn't have an opportunity to do so before. Now they could just grind it out and kind of make their dreams come true.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, right, some players were a little frustrated. They felt like a lot of things were invite only, right, through some of the skirmishes. And Epic always said from the start, we're gonna have ways for the whole community to get involved. And so now we're starting to see those things being rolled out, being implemented that way. It's not an invite only, right? Any player, no matter who you are, can come in and compete. And if you're good enough, you'll make it up to the top, right? And so kind of like we run our qualifiers, right? Just, different opportunities for unknown talent to rise because there's so many. I mean, Fortnite has millions and millions and millions of players, right? So it would be foolish to think that we found all of the good players in the world, right? There's so many players out there who are undiscovered, who have what it takes. And I'm excited to see things like that kind of start to bring them out.
Like you said, it's free to enter into these tournaments, and we can see maybe you onto the stage next week for our next Sunday Legion Showdown. All you got to do is put !qualify into the chat, give you an opportunity to get some information on how to get yourself entered. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You might as well do it. You're going to be playing Fortnite anyways. Why not try to qualify for this tournament, maybe win some money? Because I know first place gives you 500 and second place gets you at least entered into the tournament to potentially earn some money. And I got to say, we've seen a lot of talented qualifiers come in. Maybe it could be you next time. But Retail was the drop for the Evil Cake Army boys. And their mobility is great. They found a couple of eliminations. Got to say, I have never seen a suppressed pistol look so good, at least in the hands of one of the Evil Cake boys.
Yeah, I'm seeing that actually used more and more now. In the beginning, it was kind of one of those things you passed over and you take anything for it.
Novelty, yeah.
But nowadays, I'm seeing it a lot more. I think the accuracy might have gotten buffed or whatever it is. It's just you're seeing a lot more use from the top players.
It's just great to kind of have that dink ability to be able to dink shots from a distance, and really there's no drop off, so it's kind of just like a laser to just kind of go out there. A little dynamite action. I don't think that was theirs. Luckily, he gets away unscathed with his life, but overall, some good action happening here for our boys at the Evil Cake Army. I believe they're sitting around 5 eliminations, maybe even a little bit more, depending, as they'll be pushing out relatively soon. You notice that they do have to travel just a little bit. But Dr.Dios and Flying-Mat, 2 totally talented players. I had a chance to interview Dr.Dios a while back and it's actually on YouTube.umg events, youtube.com/umg events. You guys can go check that out and had the opportunity to talk to him. One thing that I like about Dr.Dios and Flying-Mat is they prioritize rotations and mobility, so balloons, grappling hook, over hills, and shields. So that's kind of their thing, and they're a really hyper-aggressive team.
I think a lot of the reason they do that, too, is because, I guess in theory, right, if you're going to be extra mobile, you have a better opportunity to kill your opponents. And, I would say 8 times out of 10, your opponent that you kill is going to have some sort of heals, whether it's bandages, med kits, shields, whatever it is. So I'm guessing that their kind of mentality is that, hey, like, if we get the kills and we need the heals, they'll be there from the opponents we kill, right? Just as we see this, I actually love this. I've been watching Tifu do it a lot. I love that people are using the quad crusher, gaining the momentum in the air, and just using that as a means to kind of get across the map. And it's always fun to see them, get the point combos up in the millions, right? Like 2-3 million. And then they're gonna wipe out. And the quad crusher goes flying.
But at least they come out unscathed with their lives. That's the most important aspect. I have yet to master that. There's a little.
I can't do it. I try to do it.
Have you tried to do it?
Yeah, I don't like. There's something about the momentum, right? Like how you hit the boost at the right time when you're at some point in the air. Because I haven't been able to do it kind of like they do.
It's a little bit difficult.
Great teamwork there, by the way.
Yeah, that player didn't have a chance. He gets shut down, and another elimination goes to the boys of Dr.Dios and Flying-Mat. They're not looking too bad themselves.
I get my wish for balloon plays. He's got the balloons.
He does have the balloon. That's one thing that he was kind of known for, Dr.Dios, was the balloons. He loves his balloons, and any opportunity he can use to really use them, that he'll take it. So he loves using that mobility options. And now on board with Gafal from Evil Cake. He's going to be inside of Dusty Divots and single-handedly taking over a team. Nope, his teammate is going to be there. I thought he was just rocking it.
It looks like both teams are sort of in a similar area right now, if I'm seeing this correctly.
Well, I think Dios is going to Tilted Towers. I know. Well, I mean, they were just at Salty, so they weren't too far away, right, from that area. Great defensive builds, and edits obviously extremely crucial. But that's one of the things that I see a lot of, at least amateur players, not doing. That when they get into the he's stuck in the glitch. Yeah,
cranny right there.
That's one of the most infuriating things about Dusty is you can get caught on those pipes. And I used to always get caught, and it was such an unfortunate thing because you just get mowed down. Oh, but now he's going to ding a shot, and I believe he only got about 12 damage off of that pump.
He's out of ammo, yeah.
He's out of ammo.
He went to finish him off with the sub, and his sub was out of ammo.
Man, that's unfortunate. Now he's getting mowed down by 2 players. He hasn't been dropped fully yet. His teammate is going to be there, and luckily he's going to get picked up. So Severin is going to be the savior for our man Gafal. He's going to get picked up, and they're going to live to see another battle. 6 eliminations for Severin. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Gafal was sitting at, I believe, 4 eliminations for himself. So they're around 10. Let's take a look. No, he's sitting at 2. So they're at 8 eliminations to at least the 4 that we can see from Dr.Dios. It's unknown what Flying-Mat's currently sitting at.
And there's still a lot of players left in the lobby, too. So, I mean, there's a really good chance for them to continue to kind of – we assume they have a lead at this point. Dios with the beams.
Octagon Saka? What? Hold on. Octagon. I know there's a couple players on Octagon playing in our tournament. Octagon Jordberry and wait, no way! Hey,
was that Shaka?
That was Shaka. He just eliminated Octagon Shaka, who is playing
lobby?
with Octagon Jordberry, who is in our round number 1 playing against Too Reliable and Henry right now, and we don't know who the winner of that's going to be. Shaka just got eliminated. That's the first time ever.
Fire.
That is the first time I have ever seen an enemy or a player in our tournaments get eliminated by another team in our tournament. What are the chances of that? That is the first time I've ever seen
wild.
That is wild.
That's unlucky. That's what that is.
That
I'll I'll be honest. That is as unlucky as it gets.
If Landon was there, he'd be losing his mind. That's actually, what are the chances of that? Yeah, no. Octagon gets taken out. And what if he was the last alive for his team, getting eliminated by that? Well, we'll see who's going to move on.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to see what the result of that match is now and what kind of how this impacted that. Because you could eliminate 2 teams at once just there. It's double kill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I don't even know what to say. That's honestly awesome. I've been waiting for a moment, like, because we always joke around. What would happen if maybe, you know, Dr.Dios or maybe Dr. Lupo was in the same game, right? It's never happened, but that's kind of crazy. But with that being said, Dr.Dios on your screen. Quad Crasher is out, and he's pushing for the eliminations. I know there was a couple players just up here, and he's going to be trying to get them. It's been a very slow lobby. We've been talking about it. Still a total of 22 engagements remaining. And good mobility as looks like they're going to kind of sandwich this team. This team has no chance. That's going to be one knock. Excuse me. One of his teammates is going to be dropped. FlyingMat's going to go down. Dr.Dios is going to be lit up. 45 health. He's running the potential of getting eliminated.
What did he get hit from?
He got hit from a sniper,
snipe?
I believe, off in the distance. I think a bolt, either a bolt or a hunting rifle. Definitely not a heavy. But he's going to go for the bold revive. I think that player, since he was sniping, was a little bit further away. But like I said,
no heals.
Exactly. This team wants mobility, so he'll take balloons over hills and shields. Maybe they're going to pay for it at this moment.
It looks like our boys in EvilCake are getting an engagement right now.
Let's see what's going to happen. One poor soul
Good
just
teamwork right here.
down below. And I believe his team
He got the cleanup, yep. But I
did
think we
get
see
the
more
cleanup.
builds off to the left a little bit.
As that player's going to drop down.
Oh,
Shot
gets
to the
hit.
face. Luckily, though, it's only going to be for a couple of damage. His health is still going to be intact. He's going to get some much-needed mats. He was running low. Now he's good. He's at 6-2 and 1, roughly 6-2 and 2.
Still a lot of players left in this lobby.
Quite a few. And that leads me to believe, like, who else is in our lobby? Because when you start seeing a lot of players left in it, maybe you can be running into a scrim lobby. You never know, because these are literally public lobbies that these players are kind of jumping into. So you never know who you're going to be matched up against. I know I was playing the other night, and I got locked into a scrim lobby myself, which was quite interesting. But
Big play with the
great
grapple
use
there.
of the grappler.
That is like the max distance you could do from that grapple because that was super, super far. That was a great play.
Very bold push. Love seeing at least a skill kind of come out from these players and just kind of how they come through in pub side. Because this could be any one of us, right? This is literally representing what we could do, at least in these tournaments, because they're literally public lobbies. They're coming in, they're playing their game, and they're going against really whoever's out there. You never know. You could run into Ninja during these games. So
Yeah, I always wonder, like, when I play pubs, how many times I've run into either a scrim lobby or someone playing a cash-out
Sure.
match or someone playing a tournament, whatever it may be, right? There's got to be, with the amount of Fortnite we all play, there's got to be a number of times where you've been a point in the board in one of these matches.
absolutely. There's, I always wonder that too. Whenever I'm playing like matches myself in whatever leagues, is did that player know that he just eliminated me one elimination away from the money?
Right.
He doesn't know, right? But he
Yep.
did it. He ruined my night, but he doesn't know, right? He's just playing his game, and that's just kind of the thing. Deagle in action, he's going to bring him down.
Using the Deagle to knock the builds out. That's so important. You can see how quickly he's able to knock down both the ramp and the wall at the same time, forcing the player to reset back in the ground. But just as we said, that takes a lot of damage, has a nice build edit, gets the high ground, continues to build upon it. Now he's in a great position to clean up this kill.
Got the high ground dropping down to his level, knowing this player is probably going to be trying to edit himself out. Maybe even get hills, but there it is. Finally, the elimination is going to come through. Great teamwork. We've seen that time and time again between Dr.Dios and FlyingMat. If there's anybody stuck down below in a one-by-one, one's going to push to one side, the other one's going to push the other side. And there's no way that that opponent can keep rebuilding his walls effectively, come in, get the elimination, and now look at them. They're already rotating out. So incredibly crucial. This is something we didn't see in our first round between Bewitching Gamer and Speedy, as well as Brett Phillips and Miller. They weren't rotating out as they needed to be. We know Brett Phillips and Noel Miller still in this tournament. They're going to have to keep pushing out and be more aggressive, especially if you start playing against teams so like EvilCakeArmy or maybe Dr.Dios and FlyingMat. It could be a lot riskier to kind of be more passive versus being more aggressive. Well, taking their time.
Yep. Seen a lot of. I mean, I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm not thinking of a score update, but it's got to be pretty close. You can see how conservative both these teams are playing, right? No one wants to lose a life right now.
It's been a
you can see
very
they're starting to kind of converge each other. Right? You see the EvilCakeArmy boys. Just as we say that, he gets hit by what looks like a sniper and goes down. This is going to be super important now.
Well, I don't think at this point he should be able to get the revive off, but you see that Flying Mat lights up the kill feed. Now, Flying Mat was actually in one of my random lobbies last night, and I tell you, literally all I saw was Flying Mat on my kill feed. He was just lighting it up. I ended up dying a little bit early, but I could only imagine how many eliminations he got. So whenever it comes to this style of tournament, really he's no slouch, and I know for a fact that he's going to be coming through and getting a lot of eliminations. Looking at Dr.Dios' perspective, he alone has 8 eliminations himself. Been a very high elimination game, and going into round number 2, they're probably going to have the lead. I don't know by how much, like I said, but with that being said, it's going to be tough for any team to kind of take over game number 2 from them. Wouldn't surprise me if we kind of see this team into the finals.
I believe that Gafao and the Evil Cake boys, they're from Europe, correct?
Yes.
So that's one thing that's going to, you got to think about when these team plays, right, is the servers, right? We're going to have one team playing in U.S. and one team playing in Europe, and we talk about it, at least last time I was here, we get to talk about it, how much that, Gafo and his teammate have played on American servers and how used to that they are. So for them, coming into a European server, potentially game 2, could actually be a huge advantage. So even if they're, down a certain small deficit, right, this could be a big opportunity for them to kind of take it on their home turf. Just as we said, though, we do see Severin go down now. But I do think they're going to probably get these kill cleanups. There's, only, I think, 2 players remaining. So they'll probably get the revive. I don't see any way that he gets thirsted. But I think, if you're Gafao and Severin, you got to kind of start to even this up, assuming that Flying Mat and Dios are in the lead with how much we've been seeing them light up the kill feed.
It's all about choosing the mobility over hills and shields, and that's why Dr.Dios and Flying Mat is such a dominant team, and that's why they have done so incredibly well throughout our tournaments and throughout these 10 weeks whenever they've played. It's a very risky play, but when it works, and we're seeing the results of that just now. Going into game number 2, like you said, how is the ping going to affect them? They're on their server now. Could be different. But you got to think, though, for EvilCakeArmy to be off, or at least their ping now, it's got to be through the roof, at least 90 to 100. For it to be that high and them to be doing this well still, I'm a little bit worried, at least whenever it comes to Flying Mat and Dr.Dios. So if they can't play through that versatility, they're not going to be able to compete and take over this game. But 2 poor souls remaining. Porter Rift just ahead of Dr.Dios, and he's going to be scanning the horizons for the opponents. Kind of a big circle for the last 2. This has been, at least it started, it seemed like it was a pretty slow lobby, but now it seems like it's kind of collapsed down quite a bit. Some builds are going to be in front of Dr.Dios. He should be able to get these last 2 eliminations, but he's getting tagged up.
Tagged it pretty well, less than 100 health now.
Player just straight ahead, trying to ding some shots.
Looks like the player can shoot a little bit. Might have a little bit of a challenge ahead of us. I think with the caliber of these 4 players remaining, that's only a matter of time. The race to who gets the kills.
Like I said, anytime you don't see your opponent trying to take over that high ground, you know that you're going to be at least in a advantageous position. And in this situation, they were just kind of hiding and relying on their gun skill rather than their build skill. But the storm is ticking away.
The last player, I believe, in the zone?
He is in the zone.
Oh,
he might get eliminated from the zone. And now who is this? This is going to be one of the members, Severin. Severin's going to pick up the last remaining players. Dr.Dios had an opportunity to pick up a couple of eliminations himself, but instead Severin's going to get it. He finishes off with 10 eliminations himself as we're going to get a score update. But, man, you can only imagine how close it's going to be.
Yeah,
a very high kill, yeah.
No, I think coming in this, we're going to get a score update pretty soon, but I think we're going to see maybe within 4 kills at most, and with the caliber of these players, especially these 2 teams, that's one team wipe. That can happen off rip, right?
Exactly.
If a team of 4 lands, let's say Westworld, right, these 2 players are going to probably clean those 4 up, assuming that they're random pub kids. So yeah, very, very close matchup. Again, a lot of high action. Right? Yeah. Our first game we watched was kind of a little more mellow, right? A little more conservative. This game was high octane, flying. I like that both teams converged fairly early, so there's just a lot of kills coming in very, very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to see how it's going to go, guys. I see you putting ! bracket in the chat. Keep doing that. Make sure you stay up to date with the bracket yourselves and maybe get a conversation going as to who you think is going to take it. Are we going to see EvilCakeArmy take it in the second game, or will Dr.Dios and Flying Mat keep moving on in our tournaments and make it to the semifinals? I don't know. It could go either which way, but 16
1 kill
to 15, 1 elimination.
It's a 31 kill game.
I was talking.
A third of the lobby gone.
I was like, Dr.Dios, Flying Mat, they've got the lead. Not the case at all. EvilCakeArmy, those final few eliminations. But like,
I saw I believe that was a North American server. I was looking at
it was.
Dios' screen had like 15 ping or something like that. So that must have been a North American server. So now they have a 1 kill lead coming onto their server.
It's tough.
Like so we talk about it. Gafo and crew, they've been playing on the North American server so much in various tournaments, so they're very used to this now. Now they get to go to their home turf where the bullets are going to connect. They're not going to get hit by that unfavorable bloom quite as much. So you got to be feeling pretty good if you're the EvilCakeArmy. To our surprise, we thought that Dios and Matt were going to have a commanding lead from what we saw.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were tearing it up, and they would have had a lead if Dr. Dios would have been able to get those eliminations towards the end. But Severin clutched it up, and he got, what, 3 eliminations or 2 eliminations at least towards the end. Yeah, he got 2 of them, and that put him ahead of the game. So, yeah, Dr. Dios, FlyingMat, they've been in this situation before. I think they have competed against Vicstar and Tinny in the past. Of course, that puts them on the EU servers. So they're no slouches, at least whenever it comes to that. But it's going to definitely work against them. Looking at their ping, and it's not. I mean, they're sitting around 90 ping.
Am I seeing what I'm seeing?
Tilted Towers,
Let's
Gafal,
go.
Severin.
I like
hey,
it.
They got the lead, but you know what? They're like, hey, that's not enough. We want to win this in a commanding fashion. As we'll stay on board with Severin, see what's up with him. They're both going to be at the same house. One player is going to be up above. Bandages, you can't eliminate anybody with that, but he does have some dynamite. Maybe we'll see this building collapsing down.
I like the high-risk, high-reward play.
It's interesting, right? Because typically you don't see that, especially with such a little lead, but they're going for it.
Yeah, I feel like you're coming in with it's only a 1-kill advantage, but you're coming with the advantage. You're coming into your home server, right? You think that kind of, don't ruin it by doing a super hot drop and getting an unfavorable location or an unfavorable weapon, whatever it may be. But you got to risk for the biscuit, right? If they can, the way I look at it, if they can come out of this with some kills, especially because the amount of kills you can get in Tilted, if they can come out of this alive, that's going to put them in a prime position to move forward in our tournament.
Well, Severin's got the dynamite in hand, and he's throwing it out, not wasting any time, looking to bring down at least the front of this building, which could expose one player. It does not. But, oh, yep, there's going to be one player just down below. Minigun is out. He connects enough. He's going to get at least a knock. But shots are fired, and they've got to be dodging some bullets. Luckily, a Porter Rift is going to be found, so a little mobility is going to be there. On top of that, they're going to find an epic RPG, which could definitely come in handy for picking off some of those players.
Oh, he hurt someone else. That's probably why.
Good knock. I believe that was the only 2.
That was a down, so that means he sells a teammate somewhere.
Absolutely. Strong start, though.
Head up towards Nepli's Pawn Shop.
Yeah, I got my 750 shield held.
So you guys know in the chat, Nepli's Pawn Shop is for Peter Nepli, a.k.a. Pete Nub. I think he's the technical lead of Fortnite.
Didn't know that.
I know him because he's one of the developers of Gears of War. And so he's a good homie of mine. Known him a long time, and so he put a little Easter egg of himself in that game. And so, if you ever get a chance, check out Nepli's Pawn Shop. They got great deals running all the time. So I got to give them a big shout out. Hashtag ad.
Maybe they even got some Lenovo laptops in there, right?
On the low.
Absolutely.
Those deals.
And they got some good deals. Powerful laptops for a cheap price. Very good. But you see some shots raining down below. 45 health remaining, but it does have 1 mini. That's the tough thing about Tilted, right? You think you're good, raining down shots, and then you get sniped from the ground.
At the same time, Dios goes down. They went down literally at the same time.
Wow.
So you have a situation where we have both teams with 1 player remaining coming into our final game of the match.
And they drop in Pleasant, which looks like FlyingMat is, in fact, going to pick up Dr. Dios. No. We're going to see Severin. He's going to get dropped. Gafal.
And Dios and Matt, while they are under duress, we're able to get the res off, so this could be a big this
huge
is going to be everything for them.
Big fight happening still
Super
in
low
Pleasant.
health, 23 remaining, no heals in sight.
Does have some dynamite. Does he bring down the whole
Out
build?
of mats as well.
Oh,
and
no.
FlyingMat does get the knock. That means there's more people coming around. Gets both kills and a huge swing for Dios and Matt. That was going to be crucial, especially as we see Severin getting thirsted over in Tilted Towers. We talked about the risk associated with going Tilted Towers, and we're starting to see kind of while there could be huge reward, there can also be a ton of downside.
I love the composure from him because I have 1 dynamite in my inventory. I'm throwing it. If I know that I'm down to 23 health, I'm just throwing anything.
Going down with it.
All the explodes are being thrown out. Yeah, I'm going down with the ship. And if my partner's there, you can pick me up, whatever. But him staying up and staying alive is huge. Right now they're in a 2v1 situation. I do still believe EvilCakeArmy is going to have the lead for just this little bit, being in Tilted. But it's all dependent on how Gafal's going to be able to manage in Tilted. If he's still there, if he hasn't rotated out. But if he's still there, well, there could be a lot more opponents still remaining. And he is, in fact, still here, kind of trying to loot up. He only has bandages. He doesn't have any shields. So max, he's going to be at 75 health. With players still here, that could be a pretty big issue, especially if he gets sniped randomly, which we saw happen to his partner.
And we see shots coming in above him, so he's been spotted by someone. He's got to be really careful. He has no shield, like you said. Has bandages. He's getting shot at left and right. He's in such a tough spot right now because the lobby's getting smaller and smaller. But and his teammate's dead. He has to get kills at this point. There's no game. This is game 2, right? There's no other game coming up. So he's in such a tough spot right now. I think that He's going to probably have to try and hopefully find one player, pick him off, get at least some sort of shield. I mean, I can't see a world where he gets through without any shield. But he does make the play to actually use the grappler to get out. Again, I think actually in the grand scheme of things, a pretty smart play at this point. He has not a ton going for him. His kit's not very good, very low health. So he's got to probably try and reset and then maybe try and get a pick here and there to improve his kit. But time's running out.
Yeah, not a bad idea to kind of dip out and rest up, reset just a little bit, knowing that if he's by himself, Tilted is going to be a hot zone.
A whole team with a rift in front of him, too. This could be his opportunity to maybe get a pick. The problem is if he shoots at one, they're all in the air. They can all converge over him. Let's see if he actually decides to take a shot or not. This is going to be a huge, huge risk if he tries to shoot one here.
Looks like they are going to be pushing down into Tilted. One's going to be up top of the hill, and I think that's what he wanted. That player's probably going to be sniping and be very exposed to be shot in the back. We'll see if he'll be able to get this elimination relatively easy. As, yeah, it is what it is. EvilCakeArmy goes offline, so we'll have to kind of look at the health feed at the top left and see what happens. Maybe the story is going to unfold there. But for now, we're going to be looking at Dr.Dios and FlyingMat and see what's happening between these two players.
And looks like we're back.
Oh, Severin's watching Dr.Dios. Got it. Okay. All right, and that's okay. We're going to go back to a perspective of Dr.Dios. And once again, we're going to have to see the look at the health feed on the top left, and that's going to tell you your story. But mobility there.
Trying to see a Big Daddy push right here. Yeet! Look at that.
They flying, man. Hey, see, FlyingMat living up to the name. I got to learn how to do that. You talk about
it's all momentum based. I probably just suck. There's no way it's that hard.
Ryan, I think that's probably the
By
best
suck, I
answer
mean
for
I'm
us.
a world champion.
Oh!
They keep the combo? It continues? I like this.
They were even pumped up about that,
say.
and they're playing for $10,000. I think they were more pumped up about that than the eliminations they get.
You know, there's some things money can't buy, Taylor, and that's one of them. you can't buy the experience of landing a 2 million point combo.
That was actually quite impressive. I can't even lie. Hey, they're getting the points. They're getting the challenges done, simultaneously competing for $10,000. You can't beat it.
Gafo gets a kill at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen and then gets knocked out. So based on the stream being cut off promptly, we're going to make a little bit of an assumption that it's looking like Dr.Dios and FlyingMat are going to move on. If anything, they might be getting their last final elimination or two, but we're going to go ahead and assume that they are the winner based on the Evil Rage Quit.